That being said, because there is a lot of experience in this room, I thought a lot about how best to approach tonight's workshop, because I recognize that you're coming from a lot of different skill sets, a lot of different comfort levels with research. So I want to make this more of a choose your own adventure night. So every choose your own adventure really starts with figuring out what you want your adventure to be. So let's figure that out together. A little bit about the author, myself. I am a library research and instruction specialist for online programs. That is why I'm a Zoom person. I actually live in Atlanta, Georgia. So I am not in the St. Louis area at all. I'm coming to you from the East Coast. I am also currently fostering 2 semi-feral kittens who may want to sing me the song of their people. So just be aware that if you hear sounds, they're trying their best. They really are.
That's perfectly fine. We'll enjoy it.
Thanks. Okay, if you will, please pull out a device. I see several of you already have laptops on the table. This is our table of contents for the evening. First, we're going to have a short assessment. I'm going to ask you about your confidence levels with research. And based on your answers, we'll either skip in this Choose Your Own Adventure novel to Chapter 2, The Uncertainty, Chapter 3, The Novice, or Chapter 4, The Master. And it's all dependent on how you feel. So grab that device and head over to menti.com, MENTI. You can see the code on the screen. And then just quickly answer these questions. And I want honest answers because, again, what you tell me will determine what we talk about. That's everybody. Okay. So based on your answers and my rubric that I made before tonight, I see that we are low confidence. We're in the 1 to 2 range on finding peer-reviewed articles and education-specific databases. We're in moderate confidence in our Boolean operators and or not. And we're in moderate confidence on search filters. So based on that, I feel like if I take the average, we should go to Chapter 2. Chapter 2, The Uncertainty.
Right, I think.
All right. So let's start from scratch. At the Maryville University Library, we have layers of resources. Most libraries work this way, but I want you to think of finding resources like a concentric circle. So you're after an article, hopefully a peer-reviewed article, and that is at the center of the circle. That's your basic building block. Well, articles are published in journals, and journals can be peer-reviewed, they can be academic. You might also think of it like a magazine. It's just something that comes out periodically, whether that's once a week or once a year. Usually journals have one kind of specific focus. So it might be something specific within a discipline, like a journal just for elementary education or early childhood education, or a journal just for secondary education. The next 2 are where things get a little bit fuzzy for people. And this is why I put this out in the beginning. Databases. We throw the word database around a lot, but we don't necessarily know what that is. A database is a discipline-specific repository of journals. Now, you know that we probably have like 10 different education databases. What's the difference between them? One might have a collection of 10,000 titles, 10,000 journals, and another one might have a different set of 10,000 journals. So that's why we get more than one, because we want to have as much coverage as possible. So that's the database level of the circle. And the outermost circle is discovery. And that's what I really want to focus on with you guys tonight, because I think discovery is going to contain most of what you need, because discovery is our search engine. Discovery contains almost every library database that we have. So that's not just education. That's also psychology, and it's business, and it's nursing, and it's all of the different disciplines that we cover. So a lot of people think, I don't want to use that. That's too much. And I'm going to get junk results because I'm going to see things for nursing or things that don't apply to me. But by the end of tonight, we'll solve that problem. So, like I said, I really want you to start with Discovery Search. And the good news is that it is right on our website homepage. So I'm going to navigate over to the library's website. And if I scroll down under this gigantic photo, I'll see the search bar. Now you can start here. Your job is to take your research question, your research topic, and boil it down into as few keywords as possible. So we don't want to type full sentences in here. It's not like Google where you can say, is it going to rain today? Question mark, discovery. It won't know what you're trying to say. So boil your search down into as few keywords as you can. Now, if you'd like to, you can start here, but at this level, I think it's a good idea to start by clicking on Advanced Search. This also has a couple of other benefits. You'll notice that instead of one search bar, we're now at 3. In between them, we have these little drop downs that say and. So what you can do is take your keywords and then separate them one on each line or one phrase on each line. Putting the and in between your keywords tells the search engine, I need the results to have this and this and this to be relevant to me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, questions, yes?
Yeah, like how do I don't even know how to get to the library, like once I'm on the homepage.
The library, I just usually Google Maryville University Library, but
Yeah, it's maryville.edu/library.
Oh, that's easy. Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Good question. I'm glad you asked.
Yes.
I am too.
So if we wanted to run a search, we could separate our keywords out on through these lines. Does somebody want to give me an idea of what you're researching so that we can search for keywords related to your research?
Social emotional learning.
Social emotional learning.
All right. And is there a specific population for that? Which grade levels were you looking at?
Elementary age or 3 to 5.
Okay, let's stick with elementary education. And then we'll hit search. Okay, so if you have attempted to do research in our library so far, you've probably hit this screen and said, 78,000 results is more than I could possibly ever go through, and this first page doesn't look great to me. And then you get frustrated and quit, right? Yep. Okay, so let's try something a little bit different. If we want to compare this to a skill set that we already have, then I want you to think about this like Amazon. I'm going to pull up Amazon real quick. So if I go to Amazon, I think of keywords of what I want to buy. I type them into the search bar. It's fall, so weighted blanket. I get 891 results and I'm not happy about it. So then I look over here on the left-hand side and I start saying like, okay, yeah, I need it to be well reviewed. So I use that filter. And I want to make sure that it's going to ship quickly because I'm cold today. And I really don't want to spend $50 on a blanket. So we'll do under 25. And as I go, the results should ideally start narrowing down. So now I have only 25 results. Is this a skill we're all comfortable with already? Yeah. So now we're going to go over to Discovery and we're going to do the same thing. So our filters on the left-hand side include full text, which means I'm going to eliminate all of the results that the library doesn't have in the collection. So you can see this number 2 right here. This may look really interesting to you, but if you see that it says request through interlibrary loan, that means we don't hold it. which if you were an undergrad, I would tell you just use the full text filter, like get rid of all of that stuff. I know it's 2 a.m. before the thing is due. I know that you need it right now. But at this level, I will say it's up to you. You can choose to leave that unchecked. And if you need one of these resources, if it's so perfect for you and you have to have it, you can make that request through interlibrary loan and we'll borrow it from another library for you. That's one of my favorite things about working in a library is we all talk and we get each other the resources that the other one needs. So that is an option that's open to you. So don't forget that. If, however, you don't want to deal with that, and it is 2 a.m., you can click the full text filter and it will eliminate everything off of the top that we don't have access to. So we went from 80 to 65, and then we keep going. If you need peer-reviewed articles, peer-reviewed being, I see Dr. Bear saying yes.
Yes, you do.
If you need academic articles that are published in academic journals that are peer-reviewed by other experts, click this box. It will save you a lot of time, and that will filter out all of the ebooks. It will filter out all of the magazine articles, trade publication articles, those kinds of things that maybe you don't want for scholarly research. Now we're down to 36,000, still too much. Still too much. Do you, sir, need articles from 1938?
Probably not.
Unnecessarily.
No, probably not. So let's bump that up a little bit. Let's make our minimum year something like 2010. That seems a little more reasonable. Maybe you want it even more recent than that. So now we're down to 27. Still too many. So the next one I want to show you is my favorite. I'm a nerd like that. I have favorite filters. The subject filter. You may be familiar with all the ones we already talked about, but I bet you haven't used this one. The subject filter will show you lists of tags. This works just like a hashtag on social media. So you know how if you're on Instagram, the post might have a lot of hashtags at the end, and you click on the hashtag and it takes you to a list of all of the other posts that are tagged the same way. This is the library equivalent of hashtags. So your job in the subject filter is to find the tag that most closely resembles your research topic. And you only want to do one at a time. So for your research, sir, do you see any tags here that you feel like really fit your topic?
Academic achievement.
Academic achievement. All right, I'm going to click that box and hit update. And I think we were at about 28,000. Now we're at 2,200.
Nice.
And the thing I really love about the subject filter is that it layers on itself. So you can come back down here, hit show more again, and pick another tag. Do you see another one that works for you?
Social skills.
Social skills. Now we are down to 159 results, or 160. And suddenly we're getting to something feasible that we could flip through. And if you wanted, you could keep going back to the subject filter and adding more tags, and it will get narrower and narrower. A lot of people try to control their search and discovery, especially just with their keywords. And there's a lot of benefit to changing your choice of keywords, especially as you start looking and seeing the language that other people use in the field. If you're not using the same language, maybe you could change your keyword to match what is being used in the field to find more. But you don't have to solely rely on your keywords to find what you need. That subject filter is golden. It will help you a lot. Any questions on those? Good deal. Okay, so from here, just in case you're not familiar with the way that the system kind of works, I want to get you all the way to an article. So let's say this article looks really good. We can click on the title and it brings us to a landing page. A lot of people blow past this landing page because they think the text of the article is not on it. This isn't what I need, but it kind of is. This is the second door that you need to open to determine whether or not this is the article for you. So I want you to think about it like 3 doors to realize whether or not the article is right for you. The first is, do I like the title? And also, do I understand the title? Because I swear some academics write titles purposefully confusing to eliminate people. So, do I like the title? Do I understand the title? If yes, click on it and then look at this page. If you scroll down a little bit, you'll find the abstract for the article, which is a short summary of what the article says. You will know based on reading this short paragraph whether or not it actually speaks to your research. You don't have to open up the whole article and try to browse through 25, 45 pages of text to figure out if it's relevant to you. You can find out everything you need to know right here. If you like it and you want to move on and get the actual article, then scroll up and you'll find your options for full text right over here. Sometimes it'll say PDF full text. Those are my favorite. They open right in the window. It'll ask you to sign in if you're off campus, which I'm very off campus. Let me sign in. It'll open in this window and then you can download it. You can print it. Or if you'd like to save the link for later, this is really important. If you'd like to save the link for later, you have to click on this tiny link icon on the right-hand side and then use this permalink. This link will bring you back to this page every single time. Whereas if you take this link out of the browser bar, like a normal person, it will break after 8 hours. I hate that it works that way. I think that this vendor is working on fixing it. But for now, if you save this link, you will be very sad later when you come back and it doesn't bring you to this page. So click on the link icon, save the permalink.
Is it better to save the link or actually save the actual PDF?
It's up to you. Articles come in a lot of different forms. So this is one screen that you might see. It might take you out to another website. It might take you to a database that looks slightly different. My suggestion is to find something that says permalink or DOI that will bring you back to the same place. Good question. Let me rewind a little bit. There's also a permalink on this page. When I send people articles, I tend to use this page instead of the actual article page because this page also contains all of the information that you need to cite this source. So you don't have to go digging for the journal title or the author names or anything like that. It's all right here. Additionally, those subject tags that we were talking about are also listed here. So it will tell you all of the different tags that this article has. And if one of these speaks to you, like if there's one that just nails it right on the head, these are links just like hashtags would be, and it'll open a new search for that tag. If you want to save this page, the permalink button is also on the right side of the screen and it actually says permalink beside it. So door number 1, do I like the title? Door number 2, do I like the abstract? If you open that door and you want to go on to door number 3, then we open the full text and actually start reading strategically in the article. I'm going to say something a little bit unpopular, but I know that you're all very, very busy people. And I know that the idea of reading 10, 15, 20 papers to get the idea seems a little impractical. or maybe impossible.
For you.
So be sure to read the abstract, skim through the introduction. Ooh, I like this article because it's 2 languages. Skim through the methods, make sure you know how they conducted their experiment. And the section that you really, really need to pay attention to is the results and the discussion. The discussion puts it into a broader context, right? So this is why it matters. And that's what you're after. You're after the why it matters. What happened and why does it matter? So that's the gold section for you right there. And that's the long and short of discovery search. Do we have any questions about how to find things?
So does this system have, or does your library have like, how do I speak? Sorry, it's late. It happens every time. Isn't there a way that you could like put the article like in the Google Drive and it like creates a folder in your drive? Like, does your library do that or no?
You can. So over here on the landing page again, there is an option for saving it to Google Drive or OneDrive. You can email this page basically to yourself.
Okay.
You could also save it in this platform, but I really don't even want to tell you about it because it's so unreliable that I don't want you to break your own heart. So you can do one of these. You can print it. You can save a permalink somewhere. That's my favorite method. But yes, it does work that way. Just don't hit add to folder.
Okay, yeah, but the Google Drive will like put it in its own folder for, and then all your articles can be in that same folder, right?
Yes. If that is how you choose to manage it. I'll also point out that there's a cite button here because I'm pointing out things in this tools menu. There's a cite button here that will generate a citation in many different citation styles here. So if you're concerned about citing things correctly, this could be a helpful tool. However, if you are using APA specifically, do know that it frequently messes up the capitalization. It's auto-generated. So if this has every single word capitalized in the title, it will also capitalize every single word. And I see a lot of people get tripped up by this. So check your citation if you use the generator. Any other questions about searching in Discovery?
Feeling good?
Yeah.
I feel better
A
now.
lot better, yeah.
Good. All right. So that's the big skill set. That's where I want you to be. And I think that if you use the subject filter well, then you won't need the next step, but I still want to make you aware of it. If you're searching in Discovery and things are still too broad, you're getting junk results, it's not what you want, then my suggestion is that you move in one layer on the chart and you go straight to the education databases. So again, Discovery has everything, every discipline. So if you want to go straight to a source, to the education databases, you have to do a little bit of clicking around to get there. So here's how you get there. Again, from maryville.edu/library. Scroll down past the giant picture and then hover over resources. From here, click on databases. And then you'll be on an alphabetized list of all of the library's databases. Right now we have 133. To look only at education databases, you can click on the subject filter here at the top and then click education. And we have 19 specifically for education. Not all of them will be applicable to what you're doing, but a lot of them will. We have your best bets up at the top. ERIC, you probably are familiar with. It's the fan favorite of most education majors. But I don't want you to rely specifically or only on ERIC. I want you to also check out Education Full Text. as well as the ProQuest education journals, because there are a lot of really great journals in there that don't appear in ERIC. In fact, ERIC is mostly an index, which means it tells you what the articles are, but it doesn't give you full text, which can be really frustrating. So if you really are after full text, try one of the other ones. I encourage you to play around. But that is how you find the education databases, and then to access them, you just click on the title. If you're off campus, it will ask you to log in. And then you'll notice if we click on advanced search, this looks exactly like the discovery search menu because it's made by the same company. So all of the skills that we just learned about discovery apply here as well. The filters will be the same. The toolbars will be the same. You find the permalink in the same place. Did everybody catch how I got to this screen?
Okay.
Good deal. That's the education databases. So if your results are still too broad, move in one chunk of the chart. Now you may be thinking, I need more help. This wasn't it for me. So I would encourage you also to check out the Educational Leadership Research Guide. So one thing that librarians do is we create little mini websites that are specific to different programs, and we do have one for this program. I'm going to go back to our website. And once again, instead of clicking on the search bar, we're going to hover over resources and then click subject guides. This will list every discipline that we have made a guide for. So you'll click on education and then educational leadership. There's also one for the higher education side of things, but for you, just educational leadership. And on this site, there is information about how to create a literature review, how to synthesize literature, which is something that you're going to be worried about later. We have research tutorials and tips, a list of databases for you again, how to use and find data in education, as well as information about interlibrary loan, aka borrowing information or articles from other libraries, and citation help.
That's awesome, Amber. That is incredible.
thanks.
This, I can't take complete credit for this. I have laid eyes on it and tweaked some things, but this is the child of librarians of the past as well.
Very
So
nice.
this has existed for a minute, but we continue to edit it and add more information. I will tell you that the video on the synthesizing literature page, this video, is the most viewed video of anything the library has ever produced. A
Awesome.
lot of people really love this. So when you get ready to do some synthesis, some synthesizing, check this video out. I think it will really help. Did we all see how I got here?
Yes.
Yes, I bookmarked it.
Okay.
Oh, yay, bookmark. Good. Good, good. I hope that it is useful to you throughout the whole program. Also, if you've never seen these little joke library book covers, they are hilarious. All right. So that is what I wanted to show you and demonstrate for you today. But now it is your turn because this is a workshop. It's not just a lecture. So I was hoping that we might work in small groups and get together and talk about our research topics, help each other identify keywords, and then run searches together with the filters that we just talked about to see if we can find relevant articles. So Dr. Bear, I will leave it to you to help them get into appropriately sized groups. I'm going to hang tight so that you guys can ask questions.
So I say we just go to our regular critical friends groups. And if we can kind of meet still so here and toward this end so she can see you, that would be ideal. So go ahead and move into your.
Alicia, can you type in your email?
Amber, can I ask a question?
Absolutely. What can I help with?
Is there a way to, when I search,
Yeah.
filter out the ones that require, get like have a request here into library? Like, so those results won't show up.
I'm having a hard time hearing you. I'm so sorry.
You're good, I'm gonna come closer.
Thank you.
Is there a way to filter out the requests for interloan ones?
Yes.
Cool.
So check it out. That's the chat we had about the full text filter.
Okay.
So if you are on a page like this one, you have all of your filters on, except for that one, you're still going to see the interlibrary loan results. And again, those are fine. If you want to request the article, we can get it for you. It'll be emailed right to your inbox. But if you don't want to, this full text filter will eliminate those.
Gotcha, thank you.
You're welcome.
Are we ready to come back? Yes?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I think we're ready, Amber.
Fantastic. Okay, so let's just touch base about the exercise that we just did. For how many of you did it help to really talk through what you are researching with a partner?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Did you find new keywords as you kind of explained your research topic?
Yes. Yes.
Were you able to find at least one article using?
Yes.
Fantastic. Do you feel like if you had to keep going, you could find more?
Yes.
That's what I like to hear.
'Cause you
All
have to
right.
keep going.
Yeah. We have to.
You have to. So good. We've built a basic skill set tonight. That's awesome. If you have any lingering questions, I did want to mention that we have a lot of different ways to get in touch with us. We have a 24/7 chat service that you can access from the library's website by clicking on the Ask a Librarian tab over here on the right. That opens up a chat box. These are not Maryville librarians, but they are MLIS. They have a degree in librarianship and they have access to all of our resources.
We're not seeing that, Amber. We're still seeing the activity.
No. How about now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Good deal. Tabs over here on the right. Click on that. It opens a chat box. You can chat with a real librarian any time of the day or night. If you specifically want to chat with me or with my colleague Paul, who was an elementary educator for many years, you can scroll down, find the Ask a Librarian box, click on the word help. That's not ominous at all. Help. And then this will give you a lot of different ways that you can schedule or chat with us. If you'd like to schedule an appointment, we meet over Zoom. Paul also sees people in the library physically. So you guys are on campus. If you want to come during regular business hours and chat with him in person, that would be great. Otherwise, I can meet with you on Zoom and our availability is in the scheduler. So it doesn't end here. This is not a one and done. If you want to keep having a conversation about how to find the right kind of resources for your work, we are here for you and we can help you do that. So you can also email us at reference@maryville.edu. That goes to everyone on the library staff. We all see it and somebody will answer you shortly. We can help with reference via email as well.